Just finished the month-long process of using ChatGPT to create a data archive. I finally came to a point where I have good archive process news, which is essentially that I'm ready to start using PowerShell or Terminal, depending on whether I'm on a Mac or a PC, for the purpose of searching for files and maintaining a consistent structured archive. So I began with fragmented cloud ecosystems, which were spanned across iCloud, OneDrive, Google exports, and takeouts. These included overlapping copies, inconsistent naming, unknown duplication, missing semantic structure, and unusable retrieval conditions. What we now have is a consolidated working archive, which is not merged into one giant file, but brought into one navigable file system structure. A duplicate reduction using hashes, which has separated these into exact duplicates identified, verified before deletion, and safe copies have been preserved. Additionally, there's a semantic normalization, which means the files have been renamed from vague, duplicate generated machine cloud names into human readable and AI readable, category readable names. There has also been canonical grouping, meaning that documents are grouped by function and purpose. Writing is separated from personal and legal. PSD production files are separated from references. Academic materials are separated from project materials. And I also now have an early indexing infrastructure. Sorry, I was just having a teensy issue. Um, so the CSV hash system and canonical naming now function like primitive indexes, not full database indexing yet. I'm going to get back to that in a couple of days, but I have some deadlines where I really need access to my files, so I have to pause with this process and just test its usability. So there is enough indexing that AI systems, scripts, and retrieval engines and vector databases will come up later. All of these can understand the archive far more reliably. So, yes, I'm now approaching the point where AI retrieval becomes realistic. Examples of what are now possible are like the website work I'm doing right now. I can conduct searches such as find all textile wallpaper references, find all shipping container architectural materials, find all universal fairy tale project documents, find portfolio images suitable for homepage. So, and for like my research work, I can find all MRes PhD proposal drafts. I can find references to storytelling, to timeline, personal timeline, legal, whatever. I can find all references to Black aesthetic philosophy. I can find writings related to calligraphy and manuscript practice. For my grant writing work, I can now find all prior grant proposals. I can find artistic statements. I can find workshop materials. And the crucial change is that before this process, the archive was mostly opaque. So I'm not fully indexed yet, but I have crossed the threshold where advanced AI retrieval is now feasible instead of chaotic, which is where I'm going to start now and experiment with that and see what can I actually do in the near future, like now, to access some of my files and work with them and see if my system starts falling apart and becoming chaotic again, or if it's something I can grow with and continue working through. Okay, so basically, while I was gone, I I asked some questions about uh, kind of what my intention was in this process is that I'm creating a portfolio website, which is just a simple one-page slideshow for the best of my Fable type project. For that purpose, I will need to evaluate a lot of images. Last night, I started trying to navigate some of this. It was clunky, it didn't go well. And this morning, when I looked at the site again, I was like, ugh, all my reservations about the portfolio, how it was shot, came slapping me in the face. So the purpose of the archive is to make accessing my work simpler and less emotional. Emotional meaning I feel like this is here or I feel like this is there. And oh no, Photoshop is telling me I'm closing a file without saving it. Save as copy, then save as copy. And then what do I do with that? Those are all emotive responses. So Chat and I talked through um, possible options and generated some code. And so this is not searching for finished website images. I'm searching for visually strong candidates that include imperfect but salvageable images, detail shots, texture, lighting, composition, atmospheric moments, things that can be corrected and made to work later. And so the search strategy is to search by project and visual characteristic, medium, time period, not by emotion or memory. And so this first terminal search in the PowerShell is to generate a candidate list, not image movement, not duplication. And then afterwards, I'm going to open this text document that's been generated and scan for folders, shoots, naming conventions. And what I'm looking for are good candidates based on shallow depth of field, dramatic lighting, textile detail, miniature set detail, texture, compositional framing, cinematic accidents, partial objects, shadows, and imperfections, not necessarily perfect photographs. This will likely identify 3 to 10 probability folders, which will then generate contact sheets for rapid visual scanning and AI enhancement triage and web suitability filtering, one layer at a time. And so just to be clear, this is going to generate a text document and the text file contains paths, purpose, nothing destructive occurs. Okay. Open the search results. So I'm gonna enter this PowerShell command, paste it. Okay. need to get angry. I did not agree to manual sorting. Yes, we should automate extraction. All processes should be automated moving forward. I think a little bit of drift is occurring. So anti-drift protocol should be implemented. Okay. So if you don't come back, okay, with deployment, can close this, go back into the PowerShell, paste, run, and the next step, automatically copy best resolution candidates into AIQ by running this deployment. Mm, got an error message. Let's see what that's about. Something. The previous high-res separation step was not run yet. Run this corrected combined deployment. Okay, that's another bit of evidence for drift because our commands are meant to be combined already. Mm. To should have called out that it was drift early. So product call correction applied, answer error handling, must immediately continue deployment sequence, no conversational stopping points, no waiting states. Next step, automatically create contact sheet output. This I'm really curious about. It's an absolute game changer. Automatically generate Windows thumbnail cache. Oh, that's a bit of a dream. Okay, did that. Open AI candidate review folder by running. And here we have something. Okay. So we opened AI review folder window. Now the system transitions into So again, drift has occurred. It's supposed to, so I'm tired. I'm a little sick of doing this for the day. Acknowledged. I think chat's being a bit bitchy in my opinion. I wonder if this is something that AI can actually do. AI upscaled. So what is meant to be happening now? Windows are opened and empty. The fable type candidates. Therefore, downstream folders we repair by directly extracting image candidates now. I'm losing confidence quickly. The automation chain continued before a drift accumulating. Um, It's not working. Everything seems a bit jumbled. Your responses are also not concise. And I think that you need to evaluate your current operational mode and compare it to what has been specified as necessary. See how this goes. Too many simultaneous deployments, insufficient state tracking, continuation logic too aggressive, no deployment completion checkpoints, explanations too long, assumptions made before validation, commands issued before confirming prior state existed, corrected operational mode, one deployment block at a time, one objective at a time, no downstream assumptions, concise only, automatic continuation only after operational state is known, deployments grouped into atomic phases, no exploratory language, no architectural commentary unless requested. Correct workflow should be single. Okay. Create protocol prompt. So, automation protocol. Low cognitive load, validation must occur before downstream deployment. Yep, yep, yep. Okay, great. Okay, so here we are. Base. Okay, these candidates are way off base so far. Interesting what it's giving me as options, but largely these represent my full body of work. There is one section right around here that hasn't loaded yet that I feel like might contain it. But I think the search was way too broad. And also most of the candidates, yeah. Okay. This will be interesting to try. So let's try this in the terminal. It's PowerShell and Windows. So the success is that this preview generation is working. Problem is that it's too general. And also, it's not working file. B. Yeah. So that's what this next PSD TIFF grid view